So thank you very much for joining this session today in Nihonbashi, and thank you everyone for watching this session online. So my name is Ikuo Hayashi and from LinkJ, and I will be the moderator for this afternoon session. So first, we're gonna have a welcome greetings from our CEO of LinkJ, Mr. Akihiko Soyama, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I'm a CEO of LinkJ. Thank you for joining this Global Life Science session. And LinkJ's official name is Life Science Innovation Network Japan. L means in a wide range of life science. I, to support and provision. N and K, by creating network or, in other words, ecosystem. J, both in Japan and abroad. This is our objectives. So LinkJ is a non-profit and membership organization, and it was established about 7.5 years ago. And the member number is now more than 700. So the details of LinkJ will be shared by Mr. Ikuo Hayashi later. So in Japan, other than LinkJ, of course, there are many life science hubs. Like Kobe City, Kyoto Research Park, and also Osaka Prefecture in western part of Japan, and also in metropolitan area, Kawasaki City, Yokohama City, and also Kanagawa Prefecture, and so on. So nowadays, Japanese government are now focusing to grow global life science hub in Japan. And Mr. Tsukamoto of JBA, Japan Bioindustry Association, hosting organization of BioJapan from tomorrow. And he will make opening remarks next. And he is a key person, real key person of this initiative. So today, 11 organizations plus many startups will make a short, I'm sorry, because of the time constraints, very short. Short presentation to introduce themselves, right? So I hope everyone enjoy this. And also, after that, we have a networking session. So I hope everyone connect each other for the further innovation. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Soyama-san. And next, we're gonna have Professor Tsukamoto from JBA, our guest of honor, for opening remarks. So please give a huge applause to Professor Tsukamoto.
Long list. There is a key. So I'm Yoshiki Tsukamoto. At first, I would like to express my great thanks to LinkJ to give me an honorable opportunity. So from tomorrow, we will hold BioJapan in Yokohama. So this year is 25th anniversary year, 25. So first BioJapan is we conducted in 1986. At that time, maybe one time in 4 years or 2 years, one time in 2 years or something. But from 2004, every year we hold BioJapan. So this year, 25th anniversary anyway. So we utilize all Pacific Yokohama, that is a maximum capacity. So from 37 countries, so many companies are joined and also university join. In this occasion, I would like to explain about Japanese situation of politics and it's okay to promote by myself? Oh, sorry. Oh, this is just, I will explain about the Japanese policy. Japan's economy, bioeconomy strategy is established in 2019. So there is 3 pillars: expansion market, second is formation bio community, third is promotion data linkage. So important is the formation of bioeconomy. So this is Tokyo. Tokyo started to act this type of bio community. So just 2 years ago, we showed this type of 8, what happened? Anyway, it's okay. And 8 bio-innovation hubs. So in this 8 innovation hubs are their own character. So especially Nihonbashi area and Kashiwanoha area, LinkJ is coordinating to form a bio community around there. So we, Japan Bioindustry Association, coordinate all, and also in Yokohama. So tomorrow you will visit Yokohama. So anyway, there is a Bio Japan every year. So this type of activity happened. So last 2 years, this is a facts and figure of last 2 years. First one, R&D. 21 government-funded project is started, $1.5 billion per 10 years. That is one. And second, incubation facility totally, I don't know, many incubation facilities there, but lack of incubation facility just near central area. That is a problem. So government, we must talk with government. And also, the third item is a biomanufacturing. So $1.6 billion investment, government decided to around Tokyo area. And also, private investment. Last 2 years, $3.4 billion is invested. This is a real result of last 2 years. So government and private sector invest so much money around Tokyo area. So anyway, these things happen now. So this occasion, so many companies from overseas. So we would like to promote collaboration more and more. Anyway, from tomorrow, please join BioJapan. From now on, important things. So today's my purpose is to recruit the singer. It's okay? So 12th of October, 2nd days of October, we will hold World Band Live. Okay, we are organizer of the band. Next. The place, main stage of exhibition hall at Pacific Ryokan. Please remember. Please come, maybe 200 people or 300 people or more. This is the last year's photo. This is the song list. We will rock you. Wonderwall, Celebration, Waterloo, hot stuff. There is many hot stuff there. Anyway, so if you would like to join, please come to 2nd day of BioJapan. Anyway, thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Tsukamoto. So if you want to join the band, please contact Professor Tsukamoto after the session, okay? So before going to the startup presentation, I'm going to briefly introduce the LinkJ's updates, recent updates of LinkJ. So as Mr. Soyama mentioned, LinkJ, it's been 7 years since its inception in 2016. And now we have more than 700 member organizations or partner organizations in the world. And last year, we held over 800 events whole year. So it's mean the 2 or 3 events a day. And those events recruited 250,000 or more attended. So we proudly say that we are the largest life science organization or community in Japan. So which means that we are the good segue to connect with Japanese life science ecosystem. So this is a little bit, touch upon the Professor Tsukamoto's presentation. So LinkJ is participating in the government-sponsored initiatives biocommunities in Tokyo and Kansai. So namely Greater Tokyo Biocommunity GTB and the Biocommunity Kansai BIOC. And also LinkJ was selected for the startup supporting program sponsored by the Tokyo Metropolitan Government, which Blockbuster Tokyo and Tokyo Steam just recently. So these two initiatives by Tokyo Metropolitan Government are basically supporting startup companies in Japan to connect with the global market. So in Blockbuster Tokyo, we are collaborating with CSC Tokyo and the Mitsubishi Research Institute and Tokyo STEAM, which LinkJ was recently selected. We're going to be collaborating with our partner organizations in the UK. So with these activities, we are going to connect Japanese ecosystem and startups with global partners. So please contact us if you want the link to life science in Japan. So with that, I'm going to conclude the LinkJ introduction. And now we are starting the exciting part, which is the presentation by overseas organization, the clusters, followed by the startup introduction of each region. So we are going to start with the our first presenter is representing the United Kingdom, our London and Partners and the Health Innovation East. So it's yours.
Thank you very much, Iko-san. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rick Patel. I am from London and Partners, and the clue is in the title. I've come over from London, and I've brought with me a delegation of companies that represent the best of biotech, pharma, and diagnostics across the London ecosystem. So many of you might be familiar hopefully with London and Partners, if not MedCity. MedCity have been working with LinkJ and the JBA for the past eight years now. MedCity has been bringing out delegations to BioJapan. And this year is no different in that front. However, we're excited to bring more scale-up or fast growth companies out into market. I will just step aside here. So what I just really want to do is we've got a short video that we'd like to play. Should it not load? Not to worry, I can talk around it. But as you can see on the title slide here, there is a QR code which has a link to the delegation brochure, and there is a double-page spread of our companies on pages, I think pages 11 and 12. So it looks like we've got a video now. So I'll let this play, and then I will wrap up and pass on to our first speaker. Is that loading? Yes. Right, just before we go into our first presentation, just to give you an outline. So the Grow London Global program is a 12-month accelerator that supports internationalization of companies across the world, helping fast growth companies from London access new markets, understand different ecosystems, and really help build their network. So on that front, I'd just like to introduce 7 of the companies that we have from the life science ecosystem in London, then followed by a delegation from Imperial College London, who will introduce. So without further ado, I'd like to call up Georgie Powell from Curonetics.
Thank you, Rick. Hi, everyone. I'm Georgie Powell from Curonetics. At Curonetics, our main platform is the GTAI platform, which harnesses genomic, clinical, and imaging data to predict which patients will respond well to immunotherapy. So currently, the biomarkers used to predict immunotherapy response have about a 15 to 20% accuracy. And our AI has been able to increase that to 80%, so approximately 60% increase on current methods. And we're hoping to get that to above 90 with more access to data. So the technology can also be used for other things. If anyone was here earlier this morning, we and heard from Queen Mary about the collaborative project for GVHD prediction. And we're also working with Queen Mary to create an AI-enabled oral cancer PCR test. So the main thing we're looking for at the moment is academic and hospital collaborations to further validate our technology before we begin the commercialization process. So yes, I think next up we have Louis from ILOF. Thank you.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I'm Luis from ILOF, and ILOF is a deep tech, health tech company working on the personalized medicine space. And what we've been doing is we've been collecting massive amounts of multimodal data to help pharmaceutical companies cut time and cost of their drug discovery and drug development processes. We've been especially successful in selecting super respondents for clinical studies. So we're able to link patient features from various sources of data to their outcomes in clinical trials. And historically, we've been working on the neurodegenerative area, on Alzheimer's and a couple other dementias, and on oncology with ovarian cancer. More recently, we've been assisting also biotechs and pharmas on their preclinical drug discovery. I guess my time is up. With preclinical drug discovery for nanoparticle-based targets, especially lipidic drug development systems. So if you're interested in the space, do please reach out. And next up, we have Alex from Lift Biosciences. Alex.
Thank you, my friend. So I'm Alex Blythe. I'm the founder and CEO of Lift Biosciences. I founded Lift Biosciences after sadly losing my mother to pancreatic cancer escape. And for those of you who don't know what that means, I mean a cancer basically escaping a targeted therapy. I then went about setting up a new kind of therapy. It's the world's only neutrophil-based cancer cell therapy. So unlike a T cell, a CAR T that's set, a CAR neutrophil, which is what we produce, kills tumor escape antigens as well. And what we're able to do is produce a therapy that has both direct killing of the tumors as well as the ability to recruit the rest of the patient's immune system to destroy the tumor to give persisting destruction to solid tumors. We're able to produce this from both iPSCs and HSCs. We have worldwide patents for this, and we're currently looking for license partners to use this with, because we can use different CARs that people have or targeting assets. And obviously, this is a therapy that could be complementary to a lot of other therapies, like perhaps a checkpoint inhibitor, which would be comparable. Thank you very much for your time. And next up, we have Marina from Plasticell.
Hi, my name is Marina Tarunina. I'm Research Director at Plasticell. Plasticell develops cell therapies for regenerative medicine and immuno-oncology by using its proprietary combinatorial screening platform, CombiCard. CombiCard allow Plasticell scientists to test up to 100,000 of culture media in parallel, leading to discovery of optimal GMP-ready protocols for differentiation and expansion of stem cells in a record time and in decreased risks and decreased costs. So currently, Plasticell work in two main therapeutic areas. First is expansion of hematopoietic stem cells for treatment of blood cancers and hereditary blood diseases. And second, we manufacture CAR-NK therapy for to develop off-the-shelf allogeneic product to treat solid cancers. We open to collaborations in both areas of the research, and we open to discussions. And the next speaker is Dr. Alan Plowright from Panji Bio.
Hi, everyone. My name's Alan Plowright. I'm the Chief Scientific Officer from Pangea Bio. Pangea Bio discover and develops novel medicines to treat neurological disorders with high and growing unmet need, including schizophrenia, Parkinson's disease, and Alzheimer's disease. We use artificial intelligence to discover molecules from natural sources, such as plants, with evidence of safety and efficacy in humans based on therapeutic medicinal use. We have a promising pipeline with our lead asset, has compelling preclinical data in a range of animal models, including schizophrenia, Parkinson's disease, and also against Alzheimer's. And we're moving this compound forward to start phase 1 clinical trials at the end of next year. I'm really excited to visit Japan. It's my first time and really looking forward to meeting many of you. We're looking for pharmaceutical partners to co-discover and develop novel CNS drugs for the high and growing number of patients in need. And also, we're looking for investors who are interested to participate in our upcoming Series A2 round. Thank you very much. I'll now hand over to Fame.
Great. Konnichiwa. Koko niko rarete totemo ore desu. Watashi ni kite itadaki arigato gozaimasu. Watashi no name Nara desu. The rest I have to do in English. My name is Nara and I'm from Fame Pharma. We do antigenic immune modulation, which is novel, first and best-in-class therapies for autoimmune disease. It is a truly transformational new class of drugs with a lead asset in type 1 diabetes. It works at prevention, potentially curative, and arresting the disease. We have others in our platform at preclinical stages, and therefore we'd be looking for partners, potentially for development, licensing, and investor partners to participate in our forthcoming round. Thank you very much. Back to Rick. Oh, no, sorry, George from Sixfold. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, I'm George. I'm one of the co-founders and CEOs of Sixfold Bioscience, and we're building delivery systems for RNA. Now, I'm sure you're all very aware of RNA as a modality. We've seen it in action. We know it can treat thousands of different diseases. But the really big problem facing RNA at the moment is how you actually deliver these strands of RNA to the right cell type. So as a really clear and obvious example of this, there's 500 or so different cell types in your body. We can only deliver RNA to less than 2% of those cell types. So there's a phenomenal opportunity for us to be able to target many different cell types in the body. And so what we do at Sixfold is we build delivery systems to overcome that challenge. We're a 27-person team based in West London. We have capabilities across machine learning, chemistry, biology, and we've secured 5 patents now, 2 of which are granted in the US. And yeah, really for today, what we're looking to do is to partner with companies who are wanting to expand their capabilities in this space. So if you're interested in RNA and looking to get into the area or expand your pipeline, please come and talk to me afterwards.
And that's the Great London Global Delegation. I'll now hand over to Victoria Nicol from Imperial College London, who will talk about her delegation.
Thanks so much, Nick. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having us. The Imperial College London Enterprise Lab helps staff, students, and alumni on their entrepreneurial journeys. Since 2016, those startups have raised over £500 million, in fact, well in excess of that. And we have a 75% 3-year survival rate. We help them with various programs and services, one of which is the MedTech Superconnector. My colleague Hitendra Kaur leads on that, and he's here today. And the reason we can bring out 6 startups today is because their MedTech Superconnector supported that. I'm going to be around afterwards. We're always looking for collaborations and partnerships. But I won't talk about that anymore. It's time to hand over to our first founder, Biomex.
So good afternoon, everyone, and it's great to be here. So my name's Lance Rain. I'm CEO and co-founder of Biomex, which is an Imperial College spin-out. We are developing wearable medical devices for rehabilitation. Our devices integrate motion sensors with electrodes, and this enables us to control the movement patterns of a rehabilitating patient in real time in response to their motions. So why would we want to do this? Well, our research at Imperial is focused on 2 main clinical groups. Firstly, there's the elite athlete group, patients with a specific type of knee injury. And secondly, there's patients in the general population with knee osteoarthritis, which is obviously a massive problem. And these are 2 combined markets which are worth, we estimate, a combined value of over $5 billion. So in both of those groups, we've shown that we can achieve specific clinical benefits by modifying muscular contractions during the rehab in real time. And we've set up specific partnerships to further validate these projects. So for the osteoarthritis project, we're working with the National Institute for Health Research in the UK. And on the sports injury side, we have partnered with the Royal National Football Association of the Netherlands. So we're currently working towards a clinical trial of that device. And so we're looking at the moment for supporters, firstly on the investment side to help us with that clinical trial, and also other partners to help us set up additional points of development for the device in the future. Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. My name is Will, and I'm here on behalf of Shark and Neurotech. So Shark and Neurotech's mission is very simple. It's to bring smiles back for people with Parkinson's. With over 10 million people affected by Parkinson's around the world, it's the fastest growing neurodegenerative condition. So what we've done is we've developed a non-invasive wearable medical device called the Q1 and a partnering app. What the medical device does is 2 things. It provides 2 forms of validated treatment for Parkinson's. So one is focused vibrotactile stimulation, and the second one is cueing. And it's a wearable device that's worn on the chest using medical grade adhesive. This partners with the Q app. The Q app does 3 things. It tracks symptoms, it sets medication alerts, and it can be used to adjust the stimulation settings on the device. So we've currently got over 3,000 people using this in the UK at the moment. And our goal is now to start expanding into other markets, namely the US, Korea, and Japan. Thank you. I'll show you that.
Hi, konnichiwa. My name is Tiliana, and I'm the founder and CEO of Matrix. And matrix in archaic Latin means uterus. And what we create is a device, which is the passage to the uterine and reproductive organs, which up to this day and age, they are accessed with a speculum, which is a device. It's a tool that hasn't changed since the Roman era. And what we offer is a smart speculum, which partners with the software and its hardware, and it's ergonomically designed, so it allows clinicians to see more, but mostly to dignify patients, which are women and are often designed out by default. I would love to chat to anybody who is interested in women's health and care. And yes, thank you for your time. And I look forward to speaking to you. I'll pass on to Chris, whose birthday is today as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Motes. I'm the founder and CEO of Row Medical. A few years ago, I was actually living in Japan on exchange, and I really struggled to find a good English-speaking dentist because there really weren't any resources on how to do this as a foreigner. And this encouraged me to found Row Medical, which is a platform connecting travelers and expats to healthcare services abroad. For providers, we work with them to develop an English profile so they can better attract foreign patients. And then on the patient side, we help navigate to the most appropriate provider for them through a concierge-style booking platform. Very excited to say that the first market we're in is actually Tokyo. So if you do get sick here, go to rowmedical.com. In the past few months, we've had 65 clinic listings, over 1,000 users, and a completed 30 bookings. We're really excited to be here with Imperial, to attend Bio Japan, to meet all of you, and to just be here and to better understand the problem we're trying to solve. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone here, and also good afternoon, everyone online. I'm Shu Qiao, so one of the co-founder of Smart Surgical Solution and also the Chief Technical Officer. So there's about 80% of the total knee replacement surgery still done by manually, which means the surgeon will need to open up the knee and using their eyes and also their experience to decide where to position the implants. So the surgical outcomes is not so that good. About 30% of the implants, they actually is male aligned. So what we're proposing here is we can use a smartphone to help the surgeon in the operating theater, give them the real response to tell them where to position the implant precisely. And today here, we're open for any exchanges to kind of to have a chat with any people, like for the research, for the manufacturing, and also the investment who can helping us to bring the product onto the market. And please come and have a chat with me. Thank you so much.
Konnichiwa minasan. My name is Zench, and I'm the founder and CEO of Organa. So every year, billions of dollars is wasted on the development of medical devices and surgical robots that fail animal trials, when really they should have been tested, their prototypes should have been tested at an earlier benchtop stage. And that is what Organa is providing. So we are creating hyperreal artificial organs. They're essentially synthetic phantoms to test and train medical devices and surgical robots. So I'd love to talk to anyone developing a medical device or a surgical robot to see if Organa can provide you with a testing, training, and demonstration phantom for the development of your devices. Thank you so much.
That wraps up the UK delegation. So we have one more speaker from the UK. I'd like to introduce Mr. Rodney Kelly, who's a senior advisor at the HSN East. And also, just to note very quickly, I'll also be taking up Professor Sakamita's offer. I'm going to be playing guitar on the World Band. So please do come along. And if anyone would like to sing, you'll be joining Semace Talent on stage.
Thank you, and I will play the triangle because that's the limits of my musical ability, so looking forward to it. Thank you all very much for having us today, LinkJ for inviting us. Minasan yoroshiku onegaishimasu. As we're just getting my slides ready, I'll introduce myself. My name is Rodney Kelly. I'm a senior advisor at the Health Innovation East. As my slides are very timely coming up, we've just gone through a name change. So we were previously the Eastern Academic Health Science Network. We are now the Health Innovation East. Here we are, perfect timing. This name change came in October while I was traveling, so we haven't had a chance to do all the marketing. So who are we and what do we do? We are a government agency who are a network, and essentially we are the innovation arm of the UK NHS. We have two commissioners. One is the NHS itself, for whom we will be finding innovation proportionate to what the NHS is looking for. So the NHS will ask us, can you find innovation in this area? We go and look. We find it, and if it's ready, we try to implement it. If it's not ready, we help them navigate how to get ready. So that's what we do for the NHS. The Office for Life Sciences, we help the UK innovation sector and life sciences sector grow. So all these wonderful innovators that you're seeing today, our job is to help support them. So we are, as the name would suggest, a network. There are 15 of us. Collectively, there's about 900 of us. I'm not sure of the exact figure, but our goal is to be the single front door for when NHS comes into our healthcare system. So we sit very comfortably between two worlds. We sit in the public sector, listening to what the NHS is asking us to find, and we work very closely with the private sector, bridging that gap and making sure that innovation can be injected and implemented at pace. So how do we do this? So just to give you an example, we get perhaps 150 just in the East, in Cambridge, where we're based. Innovators come to us per month asking, how do we get into the NHS? So some of them are doctors with ideas, and we help navigate through this very difficult path to adoption and spread. I'm here in Japan to announce our international program, where we're taking our huge cohort of innovators from now here into Japan, looking for investors, looking for joint ventures, looking for partnerships to develop. We are going to start this program from Friday, and please watch this space. We will be bringing them to, sorry, skipping through my slides, UK innovators here to Japan. So please, if you're interested in meeting new innovators, we have a very large pipeline. With that, I'd like to say thank you very much. Please contact me if you are interested. Thank you. Bye.
Right, thank you so much, the UK delegation. So moving on to the next speaker. Our next speaker is Luxinnovation representing Luxembourg.
That's the presentation. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much to Lingji to have me here today and have the pleasure to present the Luxembourgish health tech ecosystem today. So I'm Régis Siré, the head of the international business development for the health tech sector at Luxinnovation. And Luxinnovation is a national innovation agency in Luxembourg. So maybe, yeah. Yeah, thank you. So a few words about Luxembourg. So Luxembourg is in the middle of Europe between Germany, Belgium, and France. We are one of the richest countries in the world. I think just after Qatar. We have 660,000 inhabitants in Luxembourg. So I think it's almost 20 times less than just in Tokyo, for example. So it's important to say that we have a stable economy and a stable country. We are speaking 3 official national languages in Luxembourg: French, German, and Luxembourgish, and English is also widely spoken in Luxembourg. 47% of our citizens come from abroad. It's a huge number, but it's just to give you an overview of the country and the opening mind of the country. We are also the first country in the world to have the free public transport for everyone. Very well family-oriented, top-class education. So yeah, few words about Luxembourg. Like I said, so we are based in the middle of Europe. Unless 2 hours, you can reach very easily all the big countries and the big cities in Europe by train, car, or plane. It's important to say that in a range of 600 kilometers, you can have 60% of the European GDP. That means more than 500 million consumers just around Luxembourg. As you know, it's also an entry gate to the European digital health tech market. Europe is a second market just after US. Digital health is becoming a key market for the segment with a steady growth. With huge number will come in the coming 5 years, and we have a strategic vision in Luxembourg. It's to make Luxembourg a leading European health tech hub for evaluation, digital health technologies, and EU market entry. We are seeking or more focused in different sectors like medical devices, DMD, in vitro diagnostics, digital therapeutics, and digital health. The crystallization of our ambitions and our strategy is that we will have in the coming years a completely new area in Luxembourg, based in the south of the country. It's called the Hill Campus. It's a health tech campus, a development catalyst within close vicinity hospitals, main hospitals in the south. So here, completely new hospitals with in this huge area, bioincubators, universities, innovation, medical centers, laboratory, offices, startups, innovation, etc., all in the same area in the south of Luxembourg. So that means all the health tech key innovation will be in this area. It's also to accelerate the EU market access for our companies, but also to attract inbound investment companies. It's this slide is more to give you an overview of the current sector of the health tech sector in Luxembourg. So as you can see, most of them are based in the south of the country, and you can see some emblematic companies here in the right position. So how we can support our health tech company? So our support is based on 3 pillars: specific support dedicated to health tech with three programs: Fit for Start program health tech, joint call to help the company to have an access to the regulation in different countries in Europe, Fit for Innovation health tech market also, and the second pillar is to have a dynamic health tech ecosystem with research center, services, special infrastructures, and the third one is third pillar is digital health readiness initiatives with world-class digital infrastructures, health tech data, etc. This gives you just an overview of our linked ecosystem related to a health tech ecosystem in Luxembourg, with research center, logistic for health, funding for innovation and research, hospitals, patient cohorts, physical infrastructures, networking, events, etc. VCs, opportunities to do something with around health tech just in Luxembourg. And this slide just to give you a vision that as a small country, we have to think differently more than the other countries. So that means that we have to make a lot of collaboration with the other countries. So this is just an example of quite new example. So a few months ago, Japanese and Luxembourg researchers have joined their forces to make a strong innovation and strong discovery in the neurodegenerative disease. So it was a strong work between Jutendo University, Riken Center for Brain Science, and Nagasaki University from Japan, and also from the research Luxembourg through LIH, uni.lu, LCSB, and LNS. So thank you very much, arigato. Of course, if you are seeking to expand your activity in Europe, warm welcome to reach out to me and send me your presentation. I'm very happy to discussing with you. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Regis. So our next speaker is also from the Benelux region, Wallonia Export Investment Agency from Wallonia, Belgium.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Claire Giselen, and I work for the Wallonia Export and Investment Agency, which has the mission to create, to contribute to the creation of value in our country. So I'm in charge of industrial affairs. I'm not a life science specialist, but I will do my best. So the ecosystem, everything that everyone has said before, you can take it for Belgium too. So I will switch that. You have just to know that everyone is in Belgium, all the large companies, small companies, and they are all active mainly for biomanufacturing activities. They have one value. I would say that all these companies are moved by one vision, which is very strong. I hear it all the time, is the fact that they want to improve the life of the patients and the life of their families. So this is very important for them, and this is what explains why it is so dynamic as well, to my understanding. So there are three ingredients. I think there is, of course, the understanding of science, the finance, and the talents, but I would like to explain only the talents. Just 2 months ago, the Institute of Neurology of the University of Louvain-la-Neuve has published a new article on Alzheimer's factors, and they have seen the relationship between the beta-amyloid protein and the tau protein. I won't go into the details. You can have a look at the articles, of course, but what is important is that because they could see that, they have found out new reasons why the former clinical testing for vaccines on the beta-amyloid were not working well. And they have been able to do that because they have been working with imaging processing, imaging treatment specialists, which could see things in the brain. So this is how talents are so important, but it's not the only reason, of course. So there are many companies in our present in BioJapan, and I would like to screen them very quickly because I don't have much time. So Celiad is specialized in CAR-T based therapies for liquid cancers. I think they're looking for partners. Aseptic Technologies is providing aseptic filling solutions, very compact and very not so much expensive, I would say. So it's very good for advanced products and small lots. IT4IP is a very nice companies. They are making membranes. They are the specialists of very little holes in the very right direction, size, and depth. They are working for providers of medical devices such as blood analysis, but also diagnostics and dialysis. Recently also dialysis. They make the dialysis faster for the patients, so it's less heavy on their life and their health. Eurogentech, I have known these companies for 20 years. I still don't understand what they do. I'm very sorry. They are part of Kaneka Group, though, and they have been instrumental in the production of the vaccine for the COVID because they have huge production facilities and the expertise to produce in large batch. They were producing part of the mRNA stuff you have in the vaccine. I'm sorry, I can't tell you exactly how it is. OncoDNA is a diagnostic company for cancer. They help the doctors and the physicians to pinpoint the best treatment for the patients. And and they have a very nice collaboration in Taiwan I would like to talk about very quickly, because with the crossing of the diagnostic, they can even more pinpoint the best treatment for the patients. Polypeptide is a company producing polypeptides. What they want to do, they have been active for more than 70 years, so they have a lot of expertise. They are producing, their target is to produce advanced therapies ingredients at very low cost and caring for the environment. And the last one, and I'm going to make this happen, Universals is also providing solutions to produce remotely vaccines and other therapies. They have received recently, one of the subsidiary has received 2 days ago a fund from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to develop a platform for mRNA productions in Africa. And that's it. I hope we can meet you in BioJapan, and you can meet me anywhere or even in the booth as of tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So our next speaker is Germany Trade and Invest and Health Made in Germany, obviously from Germany.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction, Mr. Hayashi. My name is Hiroshi Iwamura, Director of Japan at Germany Trade and Invest. This is my colleague, Axel Rhodes, Deputy Director, Health Made in Germany at Germany Trade and Invest. It's our pleasure to introduce Germany Trade and Invest for the attractiveness of German market for life science industry, together with Health Made in Germany and the German Pavilion at BioJapan 2023. Oh, sorry. Let me introduce you Germany Trade and Invest, abbreviation GTAI. GTAI is the Economic Development Agency of the Federal Republic of Germany. With 60 offices throughout the world, GTAI promote Germany as a business location and assist foreign companies setting up in Germany and support German companies setting up in foreign market. Our experts support specific investment project from the decision-making process to market entry strategy to locating to Germany, with extensive range of services for foreign investors. As a federal government organization, our services are completely free of charge. I pass to Axel.
So thank you, Hal, for introducing Germany Trade and Invest. And my name is Axel Lohse, as mentioned, and I'm from the Health Made Initiative, Health Made in Germany initiative. It's an initiative by Germany's Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs and Climate Action. So I speed up, just don't worry. So Germany's healthcare market is #1 in Europe by market volume, number of patients, medical technology manufacturers and healthcare providers. Not a surprise. And the German healthcare market is driven by various trends. They are very similar to the trends in your nation, I guess. And you see all the trends here on our slide. More information will be given soon. And in biotechnology, of course, Germany plays a crucial role, and not only in Europe. We are the fourth largest biotech nation after Japan. So, and Germany is also home to Europe's biggest IVD market. And as everyone mentioned already the clusters. So in Germany, we have more than 30 clusters dedicated to all fields of life sciences. And for more information about the German healthcare market, the clusters, and if you want to have a contact to more than 3,500 companies active in the healthcare system, visit our website healthmateingermany.com. And as mentioned before, the biggest event that we are expecting to come is BioJapan 23 at Pacifica Yokohama. Please visit the German pavilion, and I will just give you a short overview. These are the exhibitors at the German pavilion that you don't have to miss. So please visit our pavilion. For example, we have the company Asanian. It is a technology transfer partner. Then we have also Berlin Partner. They provide information about the life science location of Berlin and Brandenburg. We have the Biotech Rabbit. They offer high quality enzymes and antibodies for diagnostic companies. The Federal Ministry I already introduced. And we have also CellCard, and they work in the cell culture environment, as their name says. And Iris Biotech is a provider of high quality products for peptide synthesis. And we have also Pan Biotech with us at the German pavilion. It is a German-based manufacturer of various sera, biologicals and reagents. And next we have Skyomics. They enable precision medicine by innovative protein biomarker panels. Syrian Biotech is the leading developer of viral vector technologies. And last but not least, at the German pavilion, we have also TCU's, a Berlin-based biotechnology company that has developed a multi-organ chip. So if you want to get more information, if you want to get contacts with Germany's life science ecosystem, or if you want to be a part of Germany's life science ecosystem, we are here for you. We will help you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yuan Melissa and Axel. Our next speaker is Development Center for Biotechnology from Taiwan.
Okay, let me do a self-introduction. My name is Michael Huang. Thank you very much for inviting me here. I'm coming from the Development Center for Biotechnology. It is a not-for-profit organization established in 1984 by the government. So our role is to facilitate the growth of Taiwan's biotech industry. Currently, we have an employee of 370 people. 60% of those are researchers, okay? And we are also playing the role as the promoter of government's policy, biotech policy, and also think tank for the government. And we are also collaboration liaison for international collaboration. Currently, we have spun out 6 companies. The latest one just spun out the last month with so far it's a new company. It's a CDMO company. Okay, I continue. All right. The core function of DCB, okay, Development Center for Biotechnology, has a threefold. The first is R&D, where we receive government grants and do research, and we transfer the technology to Taiwan's biotech company, pharmaceutical companies. The second is BD. BD services for the biotech industry in many different facets, okay, including business development, negotiation, patent analysis, okay, strategy, market analysis, etc. Okay, and for the third one is the service, okay, service for R&D and BD, especially for new ventures, okay. Right. I still can continue. Otherwise, I'm going to sing Waterloo. Right. Thank you. Okay. So my 5 minutes start from here, right? All right. I think we went through that. Okay. Starting from 2007, we have licensed out more than 20 products, include one of products has been approved by US FDA and Taiwan, and then we have some in clinical trial. These are the spin-out companies. Okay, the latest one spin-out is 2003. It's called TBMC. It's the CDMO companies for nucleic acid drugs. For innovation and entrepreneurship in DCB, we have 5 units, okay, that working on this, including BPIPO, which is a one-stop shop supported by government, and also Nangang Biotech. We have an incubation center. We have a drug commercialization center. We have IEC, and then we have a site for innovation. These are the very wide, okay, spectrum of the whole spectrum of the new ventures that we are supporting, from health management, prevention, to diagnostics, to treatment, to habilitation. It's all spectrum of new ventures. For BPIPO, it's a one-stop windows, one-stop shop, okay, for supported by government, and you can see here all different kinds of functions, okay, from the training to R&D collaboration, even to stock listing. Okay, they react very quick. Normally, they get requests, they will reply within 1 day, and the follow up within 1 week, and solution can be resolved. Okay, within one month. NBIC stands for Nangang Biotech Incubation Center. It has almost 20 years of history. Okay, help more than 70 companies. Among those, 15 went to IPO. They are quite a remarkable track record. It's a beautiful group of people working on helping the startups. And the DCC stands for Drug Commercialization Center. It works very closely with university professors. So they have multi-years working with, who is doing what, help professors to translate their research result into products. IEC stands for Innovation and Entrepreneurship Core. Basically, it is a match-up organization. Okay, on right-hand side, we find a lot of the talents. We recruit talents from industry, from academia, with multi-year experience. On the left-hand side, we find the good seeds, good topics, good ideas, and good projects, and then combine them together, and then bingo, they start to match up, and then go through the process of spin out. So they form a team, write up the business plan, etc., and then find the money and then spin off. This is seeds innovation sites where we house many of innovation new startups, and including our spin outs. They were there. So this is all stage, all aspects of assistance of DCP to new ventures. As I explained that DCC work very closely with a university and NBIC. They help a company in different stages of BPIPO and IEC. So if we sum them up, okay, we have we have assistance to a new venture in all aspects, from seeds to pre-startup to a new venture founded to growth to IPO to maturing. And this is very quick statistics, okay, about what we have done starting in 2018. Lots of cases that will help the startups, biotech startups in Taipei, Taiwan. So we are going to have Taiwan's pavilion also in Bio Japan, and very welcome, okay, to visit us. Especially you have any idea looking for innovation sites, okay, and government's incentive helps, and all kinds of things, good things happen in Taiwan. So welcome to Taiwan also. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Huang. So our next speaker is Délégation générale du Québec à Tokyo from Canada.
Thank you very much. So I know that everyone is looking forward to the break next after me. So I will try to stay as brief as possible. But first of all, I would like to thank Ling Jie for the warm welcome as usual. We're very happy to be here today, and thanks to make this happen. So it's really important for us. So I'd prepare a whole presentation about the Quebec ecosystem. However, well, due to, for the sake of time and in order to highlight our two companies that are here today, I will make my presentation available by email to anyone that is interested. So today I'm very happy to introduce Imugenia, who is a biotechnology company developing the next generation of CAR T therapy to treat and prevent relapses in hematologic cancers. And then we have as well NeuroTracker, a pioneer company from Quebec, based in Montreal, where they have developed innovative technologies with applications in sports, rehabilitation, and human performance. So without further ado, Stéphane, the floor is yours.
Hajimemashite, watashi wa Stéphane Gagné desu. I'm the president and CEO of Imugenia. Yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. So what we do at Imugenia, as explained by Matthew, is that we use stem cells. Not only that we can treat cancer, but we can prevent relapses for life. So I saw a couple of presentations earlier in the previous delegations. I think that there's a lot of possibilities for collaboration together. So the issue with the current CAR T therapy is that usually the cells will be exhausted and they will eventually die. So the idea is that we would take stem cells so that we can renew constantly the pool of T cells equipped with the CAR. Same thing for the NK cells. The other issue is the cytokine release syndrome issue that is going to impede and have side effects on the patients. So the idea is to use stem cells, hematopoietic stem cells. And as you can see there, if we engineer stem cells, the issue is that all the progeny cells will also express the CAR, and you don't want that. You only want the T cells and the NK cells to attack cancer, right? So basically what would happen is the patient would come to the hospital, get the mobilization treatment so that the T cells, so the HSCs will circulate in the bloodstream. We would take the blood sample from the patient, isolate the HSCs, engineer them with our specific synthetic promoters, that is our technology. We would use a lentivirus to engineer them with the CAR construct. Then we would give chemotherapy to the patient so that those stem cells can go back in the bone marrow and engraft. And from there, then those HSCs will produce T cells, the CAR Ts, and the CAR NK for the life of the patient. So the process takes about 3 days. So basically the patient would come to the hospital, 3 days later, we do the engraftment back in the bone marrow, and then the patient would never come back to the hospital again. And that therapy would last for a lifetime. So the other benefit is that we have is that typically companies would develop the CAR T, and CAR Ts have been approved in liquid tumors, but not in solid tumors. So we believe that we have a very competitive advantage with having CAR T and CAR NK working in synergies. So the CAR NK will first modulate the tumor microenvironment, and then once the T cells are fully matured, they would join the NK cells, and then they collaborate together to fight cancer in a better way. We just completed a very aggressive leukemia model. Typically, you inject the mice about 10,000 cells. We injected 1 million leukemia cells, so we pushed the model to the extent, and we still have statistical difference improving the survival of those mice. So we have 2 drug candidates in development. We have one that is in leukemia and BALL for liquid tumors, And we have another one in rhabdomyosarcoma, which is a solid tumor. The technology comes from the hospital for children in Montreal called St. Justin Hospital. So that's why we focus on pediatric cancers. So right now where we are, this is more for the investors in the room. We already have raised in our pre-seed $4 million. So convertible debenture plus 2 warrants. We have raised over $3.4 million in non-dilutive, so in grants from the government, from foundations like the Canadian Cancer Society. And now we're preparing, after we've done our proof of concept, we just completed BALL, we have started for the rhabdomyosarcoma. We are going to raise between $50 and $100 million, and that's why I'm here in Japan to look for investors and also look for collaborators, companies that have presented earlier that have complementary technologies as well for the HSCs for the CAR-T therapy. So I will be at booth V, like victory, 9, here at BioJapan. So if you have questions, you can come and see me at the booth or at the break later on today. All right? Thank you. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Hey, good evening, everyone, and thanks for having me. And thanks, Matthew, for the introduction. So my name is Felix Remberg, and I'm representing NeuroTracker. And maybe we're a bit unusual here compared to some other companies because we're already established in, as Matthew said, the sort of performance market for cognitive training. But what we have at the moment over the last few years is some proof of concept studies in more human health areas. And I'll introduce some of those today. And what we're looking for is collaboration partners to work in some of those areas. So we see the problem as there is no real validated mass market cognitive training tool that actually translates to real world performance enhancement. And we believe NeuroTracker has this. And we're looking for partners to help us work on some life science relevant areas to advance these. So first I should probably say, what is NeuroTracker? So it is a 3D cognitive training tool. You do it on a tablet or a screen, and it is a tool to measure and increase attention and focus. And we have peer-reviewed research backing this up. And we've been using it mostly for performance up until this point, but as I've mentioned, we're trying to advance it forward into life science. So to tell you a bit of where we came from, so about 14 years ago at the University of Montreal at the Visual Psychophysics Laboratory of Jocelyn Faubert, he invented a suite of products, the main one of which became NeuroTracker. And since then, we've grown in the performance market. So you can see up here some fairly well-known names, Manchester United, Boston Red Sox. We've also worked with the US military, Navy SEALs, a whole bunch of these. Even in Japan, we're working with Fukuoka Avispa and the Cebu Lions. So this is just to give you a sense of like how broadly we're being used at the moment. And then to back that up, we have 51 patents in 7 patent families. We have over 1,000 worldwide partners, including the ones you just saw, and over 500,000 sessions of our software have been used up to this point. We're also quite proud of our sort of scientific pedigree. So we have a diverse range of peer-reviewed publications in the background, more than 60, and quite a few ongoing research projects in many different areas. And so kind of under the hood, like I said, it's a 3D training tool. It's cloud-based, sort of software as a service model, and you can deliver it either on a screen, tablet, PC, or even on a VR headset. I'll skip this one. So some of the areas that we're interested in are MCI dementia. We recently had a proof of concept showing motor skill improvement in mild cognitive impairment and dementia patients, and we're looking for people who are interested in that area, as well as with aging drivers. This is something that we've found is quite interesting for some partners in Japan. We also work with juvenile populations. So we work with autism, ADHD. We've done some RCTs to see if there will be educational improvements using our software. And we also recently have worked quite a lot with traumatic brain injury in sports and using it as a kind of return to play recovery tool. And I suppose more specifically, what we're looking for are companies who are looking for a complementary digital health product for whatever they're doing, especially in the areas I've just mentioned. But in general, NeuroTracker is an objective tool for measuring and an effective tool for training attention and focus. And if that is of interest, we would love to talk to some of you here. And then there's a few of these that we're working on, but for the sake of time, I'll just skip to the end and say thank you very much.
Okay, so the first speaker after the break is from the Golden State, Biocom California.
First of all, thank you very much, Surama-san and Link-J for this invitation. And I'm sorry that our CEO and our Senior Vice President cannot be here. But my name is Tony Fujita from Biocom, and I in charge of a Japan initiative. And we've been doing this for last 10 years. And I still remember when you first visited us almost 10 years ago, and you said that you will start a life science association in Nihonbashi. I still remember that, and can't remember what you have accomplished in this last 7 years. It's amazing. And we were so lucky that you always call us brother, and we still will continue to be like a brother, and we definitely like to grow together. Again, we're a life science association, regional association, and we always like to use the word advocate for life science, because we always have been advocating the startups in California. Even though we're regional, we are the largest life science association in the world. We have presently 1,700 members, and we're founded in 1995. And we are very experienced in this area. Even though we're regional, we always put emphasis to, to be international. These are our offices on the left side in the US, but on the right side, it shows our relationship internationally. And as you can see, our relationship with Japanese associations, including JBA, City of Kobe, Link-J, all these are very, very important partners for us. These are really strategic partners to us. And as an association, we have 5 pillars. One is advocacy, to advocate our members from the legal point of view, from the various areas of the area. And we also have a community, capital partnering, savings, and talent. By the way, our name is Biocom, but Biocom has 3 meanings. One is communication, number 2 is community, and number 3 is commerce. That's how 3 come together with Bio. And that's the basis of our organization. And advocacy, we actually represent from federal, state, and local, from the legislative point of view. And we have a lot of federal priorities to cover, as you can see. And from the state point of view, we also have the similar type of activities from the legislative area, and also from the regulatory environment, and support California life science industry from the state side also. The capital development and partnering is a very, very important part of Biocom. Since our organization started from how to protect our startups and how to grow the startups back in 1995 and beyond that, before that. So our the events usually cover around how to help the startups. Number one is we do partner days, venture days, connect members to the VCs. We have a deal maker receptions. It's a business development executives can get together. And also every February, a lot of including LinkJ people and Kobe people and JBA people come to the Global Partnering Conference. And it's one of a signature event to have a partnering conference. Again, as you see, community is a very, very important part of us. Events and webinars, roundtables, conferences, and committees. And I was impressed that LinkJ now have 700 events, and which is far beyond than us now. We usually do like 200 events per year. Talent, again, without the good talent, there won't be a good life science. So we have educator programs, student programs, professional development, and higher education. And one other thing is, to help our life science companies, we provide a way of saving the members. And members usually are the startups, so they have a problem in their own budget. So we provide a savings in providing the good services, including gas, travel, a lot of FedEx, a lot of different areas. We can provide with same rate whether it's a large company or small companies, and we have this purchasing group, and annually we are doing close to $1 billion in this area. This is a life science breakdown. We have a Bay Area, Los Angeles, Orange County, San Diego. So we started out as a San Diego, but we completely now cover the entire California. Industry segmentations, biotech area, there are 2,043, CRO and CMOs, 599, and digital health, 336. Genomics, 278, pharmaceutical, 1,314, and devices, diagnostics, 1,280. These are some of our Japanese members. Not everybody is on this, but we are very close to our Japanese market. And we're also close to academia and research community. And we're very much into the intellectual property protections also and technology transfer. These are the talent pipelines. And this is kind of 2021 figure. How much NIH funding awarded, how many patents awarded. And we have our office in Bay Area, Los Angeles, San Diego, and we also have an office in Tokyo, but even though we don't have people, again, it shows that how much importance we place in Japanese market. So, we have a booth, a pavilion at BioJapan at D65. A couple of companies already here, but we're welcome to our pavilion. Please visit us and please meet our members. And one of our members will make a presentation today, Algomedics, and his area is in pain therapeutics. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Tony, for the introduction, and thank you to the organizers for once again extending the invitation. I was very happy to be able to return and be at this meeting. So what I'd like to do today is briefly, and that means very briefly, introduce one of our key programs at Algomedics, and that focuses on the generation of a novel analgesic drug for the treatment of chronic pain and a precision medicine approach that we're employing. And what we have done is essentially become a specialty biotechnology company where we are discovering and developing potential first-in-class therapeutics by combining a genomic medicine approach with a rational drug design approach for a particular class of targets, which are called TRPs. It stands for transient receptor potential family. And what we have is a pipeline of small molecule drugs, which are focused on chronic pain, as well as chronic kidney disease. And both of these, of course, are very large market opportunities. And we've developed some exclusive patent rights in this area. So to continue, I'm going to focus today again only on the pain area. And so many of you may be aware that there's a very significant opioid crisis in the United States. And it's a sad situation, but there are a very large number of people who are dying every year due to the misuse of opioid drugs, which are prescription drugs. And the pharmaceutical industry has been aware of this problem for a large number of years and has been trying to address it. But in fact, there have been no major advances in this area for a period of about 20 years, despite many efforts directed at doing so. So there are a number of reasons for that, and I can't go into all of them today with this amount of time, but it includes targets, it includes how to conduct clinical trials, but we've been able to attack this problem. We've had a lot of success in this area. The last really large advance in this area goes back almost 20 years, which was Celebrex or Celecox, a very important drug that was developed, but had minimal advantages, really just primarily being GI sparing. So there's a critical unmet medical need in this area. So notwithstanding, we have a US large market, but of course there's additional needs for this throughout the world, including Japan and the Asian community, as well as, of course, in Europe. So all of this represents an extremely large market opportunity. So what is important about this drug and what advantages does it provide? Well, first of all, it is a non-opioid, so it's devoid of addiction potential and it has no abuse liability. Importantly, like other drugs, it does not have adverse CNS effects and is going to be non-sedative. So this clearly differentiates it from all existing therapeutics. And most of these advantages come from the fact that the target, TRPA1, is present on nociceptive neurons. These are specialized neurons whose job it is to sense pain throughout the body. So it's a novel target, it's validated. And so the key to this is that the drug is acting in the periphery and not in the brain. All right, and here's another way to look at this. It's a simple diagram. Simply what we're trying to show is that the target is present on the nerve fiber endings. Again, these are distributed throughout the body. That is the site of drug action, right? And that's by one of them. So in the presence of pain and inflammation, that's activated and causes the sending of pain signals from the periphery to the spinal cord and onto the brain. We're able to block that at this very first step in processing and thereby block pain signaling at its very first step. We understand the molecular mechanism of action at a very detailed level because we have a lot of knowledge regarding the structure of this target. So it's a defined mechanism of action. This is a data light presentation, so this will be some of the limited data that we're going to show. We've been able to validate this in a number of different animal models. This particular model is a well-accepted model for osteoarthritis. It's based on measuring spontaneous pain as opposed to evoked pain. Injury is made to one of the knee joints of the animal, and we can then measure asymmetry and weight bearing, which is a measure of spontaneous pain. And what you can see is that in normal animal saline, their animals bear weight equally over the period, but in the presence of injury, the joint becomes markedly asymmetric, just as it would be in you and in people. And our drug causes a reversal of that pain, and that is sustained throughout the study period. So what we have is a drug with long-lasting action. This amount of pain reversal is the same as what we see in knockout animals. I couldn't be here in Japan without mentioning that the target is actually, if you're familiar with this substance, wasabi is the same thing that activates TRPA1, so you probably are familiar that this in fact can cause pain in man as well as cutaneous flare. There is a well-known human heritable pain syndrome, which provides additional proof of the action of this target. But what is new here is that we very recently have been able to identify novel rare pain gene variants. So this opens up, and those pain gene variants are associated with neuropathic pain symptoms in these patients. So this now opens the door for us to pursue a different approach, which involves essentially precision medicine based on a small number of patients. What we've already been able to do is recreate those mutations, essentially express them in a cell type take our drugs and show that they are effective in blocking activation. That's shown here, where we have a number of different examples that lead to complete inhibition. And on the right side is a panel, which is a map of a number of these recent known mutations. And you can see that are distributed throughout the TRPA1 structure. So this opens the door and allows us to pursue an approach based on precision medicine, using a smaller number of patients in clinical trials to obtain proof of concept. So we are pursuing that. We've already been able to demonstrate that we have activity in these particular variants. So we have a molecular targeted approach where we can match essentially the treatment to these genotype variations. And this allows significant advantages in clinical trial design. And we believe this is going to allow us to overcome many of the limitations which have prevented successful development of other novel non-opioid pain therapeutics. So again, to summarize, we have a novel and selective new drug, which is an effective TRPA1 antagonist. It's efficacious in a number of different models and safe. Our clinical trial planning is ongoing. This is what our pipeline looks like at this point in time. Our primary focus is around neuropathic pain, initially in chronic pain, and we've shown that there are going to be significant applications in other areas such as osteoarthritis. I haven't spoken about our other program today, which is a TRPC6 antagonist for chronic kidney disease. So we're looking to establish strategic alliances with other leading biopharmaceutical companies. Please come see us at BioJapan in Yokohama or get in touch if there's additional interest. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Fujita-san and Jeffrey. And so our next speaker is Embassy of Canada, Ontario Government, Ontario International Tokyo Trade and Investment Office. Please.
Thank you very much. 皆さん、こんにちは。よくいらっしゃいました。今日、いらっしゃってくださってありがとうございます。オンタリオ代表のハウスと申します。My name is Christian Howes. I'm the representative of Ontario at the Canadian Embassy here in Tokyo. I focus on both trade and investment. So I am by no means a specialist in any of the amazing things, the technologies that are being talked about today. But fortunately, I have a backup team of experts who will be speaking about some of the technologies that we're working on in Ontario. Four key words today that start with the letter I that I want to point out. One of them is innovation. The other one is incubation, investment, and strangely, the fourth one is immigration. Anyone recognize this map? This is Ontario. Who's been to Ontario before? A few hands go up, great. So this is, a small part of Canada. Canada has 10 provinces. This is only one of them. But if you took France and Spain and put them together, there would still be white left over if you put them into this map. So Ontario is a very big place, but 90% of our population and 90% of our technology is focused down here, which is around the Great Lakes area. So I'm not going to do the tourism promotion for Canada, but I will say that it is an amazing place to live. Even our competitors from Quebec that were speaking a few minutes before have many of the same traits that we do, and including the immigration one, I will agree. And I like to say that Canada is value-added North America, particularly if you're in the R&D space and the innovation space. There's no doubt about this. And in Ontario in the south, we have about 13.8 of the 14 million people that are on the Ontario population. So it really is a province that is populated in the south. And you see here, 200 languages are spoken in southern Ontario. And that really reflects the immigration that is ongoing and continuing to bring a steady stream of talent to Ontario. Ontario is a great place to live. It's well known as one of the best places to live in the world and certainly in North America. We have a fantastic business climate, low taxation, and up in the upper right-hand corner, 187 million consumers within a day's drive. So I think it was Luxembourg that was in the middle of Europe. I think we can argue that Ontario is definitely in the middle of North America, and we have ongoing commercial relationships and research relationships across the North American continent, which are strong and continuing to grow. One of the reasons that we continue to grow, to put in my keyword for immigration, is that the US, as you know, does not have a very open immigration policy at the moment. And therefore, people can come to Canada, work in Canada. And if you want to establish a company in Canada, in Ontario in specific, I would recommend, you have the opportunity to bring people of talent from all parts of the world. So it's an amazing place. And in the center of North America, we have a very strong revenue base. We have 1,900 life science companies. That doesn't include biomanufacturing and a lot of the related businesses. We have a very talented workforce. We have a lot of universities that are ranked highly in the world. University of Toronto in specific, again, upper right, number 6 in the world in published papers. And the R&D capacity because of that is fantastic and very, very much continuing to grow. The 4 areas that we tend to focus on in general in Ontario from a systematic point of view are cancer, regenerative medicine, diagnostic imaging, and neuroscience. But we do have a startup culture that is functioning and developing across all areas. Like many other people have boasted, there's a lot of people in Ontario that are doing business there in the pharma space, in the life science space. And the industry is large with, and continues to grow. Biomanufacturing is also large and continuing to expand out of just the center of the biggest city, Toronto, including significant growth in Hamilton and Mississauga. Recent large investments listed here in very small print, total about 2.1 or $2.2 billion. And I think I missed here, I can't find it. I wanted to talk about the incubation culture, which I'm not able to find right away, but if any of you know of the incubator called Mars in Toronto, we have a very strong medical history at this incubation center. It has existed since the year 2000, currently supporting 1,400 companies in healthcare, science, as well as enterprise and fintech. They've raised about $10 billion for those companies so far. And there are other incubators, both in health and other related technologies. Toronto in particular has a very strong AI culture at the University of Toronto as well. So all of the stuff that's related to AI can be literally folded into Mars, which is across the street from the University of Toronto. So if any of these things sound interesting, come and see me and my fellow team members after after this presentations are through. As I mentioned, we have 3 great companies here today, and we actually have one who is racing from the airport to get here. So it'll be a medical miracle if our 4th company makes it. But our first speaker is Earl Marek of 8E6. Our second speaker of Smile Digital Health is Clement Ng, and our 3rd speaker is Philip of Oric. Thank you very much.
Konnichiwa. My name is Earl Marek. I'm co-founder of 8E6. We're probably the lowest tech company presenting today, but then I'm the only one with a laser pointer. You might say, why 86? If you're not familiar, 86 is it's a sports term, a military term. It's also a restaurant term, meaning cancel, delete, get rid of. So our brand is actually, because we manufacture an all-natural essential oil, topical, pain reliever, and muscle recovery product. So it's called 86, Your Pain. So what we're saying is 86, Your Pain. It sounds like the number 86 because we have 8 essential oils. So the E stands for essential. And of course, 86 is the eliminating your pain. We're based in the Toronto area, in the great province of Ontario. Very small company. Founded just a couple of years ago. And when it comes to all-natural pain relievers, an all-natural pain reliever is actually quite rare because most pain relievers have binding agents, preservatives, alcohol, fillers, what have you. But we're 100% all-natural with 8 essential oils, 3 carrier oils. So technically, we are a green tech and clean tech company. We make it in 3 different applications. The pain reliever, we have these 30 milliliter spray bottles. We have a roller ball, and these are convenient wipes. A lot of construction workers like these, they just put it in their back pocket and pull them out whenever they need them. Use a couple sprays or a roll-on. The effect lasts about 4 to 6 hours. You can do it 3 or 4 times a day if you want. You can use this every day, and there are no side effects. So it basically is a solution for pain generated by inflammation caused by a wide variety of muscle aches and pains. So, joggers, runners, whether you got ankle, shin splints, knee problems, because it doesn't just mask the pain. Actually, what it does, it actually reduces the inflammation that is a cause of pain. So it's popular with women with abdominal inflammation, shoulders. A lot of swimmers use it for neck and shoulder pain. And at the same time, it's used by a lot of athletes. And by athletes, it's actually used proactively and reactively. Reactively, muscle recovery. Proactively, if you use it before a workout, it gives you an enhanced workout because it improves your blood flow and circulation. Again, showing just a wide variety of life events that can use the product. So not only is it for people of all ages with experiencing pain, anybody with an active lifestyle, you're a tennis player, you're a swimmer, you're a jogger, runner, snowboarder. So as I said, there's 8 essential oils, and these 8 here, and the primary ones are peppermint essential oil, rosemary, and from the peppermint you get menthol, which is actually an active ingredient. From rosemary you get camphor, which is actually another active ingredient. So that comprises 85% of the product, and then you have 3 carrier oils. But again, these are all natural. So altogether you have 100% all natural product. And we are FDA registered in the USA. And I'm here in Japan because we're actually looking for distributors and partners. And we also in North America have a number of white label agreements. So for pharmacies in Japan, pharmacy may be interested in putting their brand name on our product. That's something we do, and we find that goes quite well. And I invite you to visit us at the Ontario booth, where we have samples you can try or you can take away with you. And I would say thank you very much. Arigato. Our next speaker is Clem from Smile. Thank you.
Konbanwa, everyone. My name is Clem. I'm very happy to be visiting Japan. It's been a while. First came to Japan when I was 15, many decades ago. A lot has changed since. So very happy to be here today, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to everybody. I'm the co-founder of this company, Smile Digital Health, and I also had corporate development. And as part of corporate development, my biggest role is international market expansion. Japan is a very intriguing market for us. We actually had a customer who never talked to us. They just paid us. I don't know why. And when we tried to understand what was going on, they never really told us. So we're here, I'm here, myself and my colleague Hernan, we're here to find out more about what's happening in Japan. I know there's stuff happening, especially in the digital transformation area. So we're here because we're helping countries. We're part of that journey, the health digital transformation journey. And these are some reasons in my international travels. As I go around the world, this is what I'm hearing out there, right? One, healthcare burdens are growing everywhere. Economies are developing, they're getting richer, they're living longer, they're getting fatter. So all kinds of health issues come up. And health systems cannot sustain, right? It just costs too much money to do things the same way we've been doing. And there's workforce shortages everywhere. When I go to Australia, you know what their solution for digital transformation is? Hire the Kiwis, bring them across, because everyone's competing for workforce, right? You can't train clinicians fast enough. So healthcare systems need to find sustainable ways to deliver their health services. And we believe what we want to do is to help the industry 2 ways. One, data. Feed more data, collect more data, share more data with the industry, and drive automation in the industry. If we can do that, then we can reduce the healthcare burden and make everybody more efficient, and hopefully we can transform these industries. How do we do that? We present our product, our platform, basically enables organizations, enterprises, large enterprises, all the way up to governments, to basically provide a modern architecture, a modern data architecture. We call it a health data fabric. It's well used and well known, more mature in other industries. Healthcare is behind other industries. You know that, everyone's talking about trying to get information out of hospitals, let alone at a regional level, at a national level, at a population health level. So we're here to transform healthcare by providing this modern architecture called health data fabrics. And it's very simple. It's just basically allowing anybody to produce this health data to be able to ingest, transform that data so it's consumable as a service, as and when you need it, because healthcare happens all the time. It's not just because I wait for one person to do it. It's not one episode. It's not, it's got to be free-flowing, transactional. It's unpredictable. So that's why we're here. And I'm just going to jump through a couple of these things. So where Smile is as a company, I mentioned we're in a few countries, 20 countries, 100+ customers. We're primarily in Canada and the US, although we're starting to branch out in other countries. In the Canada and the US, our customer would be 4 of the 10 largest payers in the US. Kaiser Permanente, Centene, some of the customers. We also have governments as customers. Ontario is our customer. Ontario, the province of Ontario is converting all their health data assets into a virtual network so that it can be used and consumed anytime. A patient goes from one hospital to the other hospital, they should be able to get all their information, labs, every diagnostic they've ever done. That's what our mission is. We're also in Quebec. Okay, we're neutral. We're like Switzerland. We're also in Luxembourg. We're also in the UK right now. I mean, the whole world is going through the digital transformation. It is necessary. Japan also has to go through, and is committed to doing that. So that's why we're here. This is an interesting use case here that I'm hearing also all over the world. It's called International Patient Summary. It is a basic core set of records or health information that countries are collaborating one another so they can share information for purposes like workforce migration, right? You go from one country to another country. What if you need healthcare in a different country, in the new country? Where's all your historical records? IPS, right, is a way to share that information. And this is something that's getting traction from a lot of countries. In your medical tourism space, migrant workers. A very interesting one that's coming up is when Muslims go to Saudi Arabia for Hajj. It's a lot of people crammed in one country in a very hot place at one time. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, how are we going to treat these people when they come in? So having that information, that basic set of health records, is another use case that's driving these companies, these countries to adopt the standard. And the standard there is called FHIR, F-H-I-R. We're the leading implementers of FHIR in the world. Is a standard that more than 20 countries have adopted, have specified. That's how their health records will be stored. And our job is to make that shareable for everybody. To mention, Hernan is my colleague. I look forward to speaking with everybody. Why are we here? We're here to look for partners, for distribution, for implementation. And at the end of the day, we want to work with like-minded companies to help our partners to transform their own countries, and hopefully we can have an impact somehow. Thank you, everyone. Bill is going to speak next as well.
Just briefly, I'm working for Ortec Japan. We're a company from Ontario in Canada. We're one of the leading providers of electronic medical record integration systems and interface systems. It's about a 25-year-old company. We're used all throughout North America and in the UK and parts of the Middle East. We've come to Japan and we've set up a company here, and we're looking for partners, in particular, national university hospitals to work on clinical study POCs. We're already talking with several national university hospitals now. And we're looking for a major, just one second, a major Japanese healthcare IT system provider. We're already talking with those. And right now we're also looking for doctors who are working in small clinics who would like to try our system. Our maturity is in orthopedics, but we're also used in oncology and other treatment areas. So we'll roll the video and then I'll wrap up.
Surgeons are busy. In order to provide the best care for their patients, they need to be able to focus on the patient. But the regulatory and administrative demands of providing efficient patient care can quickly take that focus away. At Ortec, we help healthcare providers to create an evidence-based practice with less effort by providing superior tools and the guidance they need to collect the right data at the right time for optimal insight, all while maintaining maximum focus on the patient. We've been focusing on these challenges for 2 decades now in North America, providing our solutions to more than 450 hospitals and nearly 2,000 care providers. Providing patient care is demanding on all staff in a hospital or clinic setting. Obtaining the necessary data to provide this care efficiently is a daunting task. Most digital systems available focus on a general documentation that meets the bare minimum of regulatory purposes. Data about a patient visit gets put on paper or ingested into an information technology system in a format which cannot be searched and must be duplicated at the next point of care. With insufficient systems, care providers rely on their notes and spend much of a patient's visit getting caught up with what has happened in the past. This contributes to a cycle of feeling continuously uninformed and results in reactive treatment rather than proactive. And what if the doctor wants to use their vast treatment experience to collaborate with colleagues or assess the efficacy of their care? What if they want to contribute their data to nationwide initiatives aiming to improve their specialty and the patients they serve? Without organized data, all these things become impossible. Introducing Phi Suite by Ortec, a web-based system that can be utilized on any device, at any location, by all care-providing staff, as well as the patient, to obtain the right data at the right time and store it in a registry where it can be used when needed, at every point in the care path. Modular by design, Phi Suite contains tools to collect data at each interaction in an episode of care. Customers can choose all modules or only the individual modules that suit their interests. Here you see an example of how Phi Suite follows the care path of an orthopedic procedure. But these tools can be used for any specialty or episode of medical care. To begin, Phi Suite can register the patient and procedure, or interface with an existing electronic medical system to import the registration data. No more filling out the same form of duplicate data at each visit. Once registered, messages can be configured to automatically send relevant information to the patient via email or text message. Pre-operative or baseline questionnaires are sent to the patient to complete at home or at their clinic visit if no email or mobile phone is available. At the intake visit, which can also be performed virtually, using our telehealth module, the care provider can view a summary of the patient's responses to be informed quickly and make the visit more efficient. They can also enter functional data and generate clinical documentation of the visit for billing summaries and/or regulatory purposes. Further direction, reminders, or questionnaires can be sent leading up to a surgical procedure to keep the patient comfortable and informed throughout the process, as well as capture all data of interest. After the procedure, all actions performed, as well as any medical devices used, can be entered through the operative module, which guides the provider through a series of questions custom to that procedure, ensuring no data is missed. Operative notes, or procedural summaries, can then be generated and sent to all necessary stakeholders. Then, repeat the process of capturing data from the patient and care provider, in the same previously mentioned methods, for as long as the patient is being followed. All of this data is stored in discrete fields, and can be easily queried for a patient history upon future interactions, aggregated to perform retrospective reviews, or submitted to external systems such as a national specialty registry, or government initiatives such as the Millennial Medical Record Project. What used to be difficult in tracking patient care has now been made accessible. Built out of clinical experience, in a hospital research setting, Ortec products have been evolving in North America for the past 20 years. Combining our understanding of healthcare workflow, Along with world-renowned customers and point-of-origin data capture techniques, we offer true healthcare solutions, rather than inferior tech products. With language and culture support built into our applications, we are currently undergoing a localization project in Japan and have local representation in Kyoto. We are seeking both clinical sites, willing to pilot our application, and commercial partners, who are seeking products supporting healthcare digitization in Japan. We offer a subscription-based software as a service model, capturing recurring revenue with a high customer retention rate. To learn more, visit us at ortechsystems.com/Japan.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. That's a brief introduction to Ortech. We're one of the leading players in this field. We see in Japan a very large, very large market ripe for digitization. And we're hoping to work with hospitals, doctors, and major IT service providers here in Japan. We're already established in Kyoto. We're based at Kyoto Research Park. So if you want to have an excuse to visit Kyoto, there's a good excuse. And I look forward to seeing you there. So we'll be at Chiba. We'll be at Medical Japan. So if you're out that way, please come and see us. And I'll try to join the jam session in Yokohama next couple of days. So thank you very much, everybody.
Hey, thank you so much, the Ontario delegation. So our next speaker is Embassy of Switzerland in Japan and Pulse.
Thank you very much for introduction, and thank you for Soyama-san, Hayashi-san, and LinkJ no minasan for the great opportunity, and for the special thanks for the Tsukamoto-san JBA. I always appreciate your support. And from tomorrow, BioJapan でよろしくお願いいたします。Switzerland is regarded as the one of the most innovative countries by the research by the international institutions like World Economic Forum, NCAD, and IMD. And life science is one of the most important industry. Today, and also from BioJapan, we would like to introduce cutting-edge life science technologies from Switzerland. And today, we selected the 3 most interesting companies from Switzerland. The first speaker will be Florian Wengerer. He will be explaining about the Swiss health body clusters, one of the hottest health cluster in Switzerland. Also, his facilities, Pulse. Please, Florian.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Yes, I would like to. I would like to briefly introduce you to the Swiss Health Valley. Among others, we saw before one of the most dynamic life science regions in Europe. And in the middle of this spot, I would like to present you an innovative life science facility called Pulse. Located in the heart of Europe, in Western Switzerland, the Health Valley has around 1,000 life science companies employing around 30,000 people, more than 500 research labs, and 39 research and academic institutions. In fact, 20% of European biotech companies are headquartered in Switzerland. Switzerland has also an extensive network of trade agreements with the EU, EFTA, and other countries such as Japan. The Health Valley has also a unique diversity of companies. 2022 ranked 2nd leading life science cluster in Europe. 2021 Swiss biotech company raised more than $3.6 billion. By the way, the Swiss Stock Exchange is one of the most prominent stock exchange markets for life science in Europe. Here, as you can see, a small selection of companies that have chosen the Health Valley. These are not only Swiss companies, but companies from all over the world. The Pulse project is located in the heart of the Health Valley in the north of Lausanne. It is 45 minutes away from Geneva Airport, connected with 3 highway exits and via shuttle directly with Biopol. Biopol is a cantonal life science campus. Pulse has a, Pulse has a surface area of 71,000 square meters in 2 buildings with 6 unloading bays and each 8 individual entrances. Pulse is already under construction with a pre-investment of 130 million Swiss francs. It's a sustainable project with different labels guaranteeing low energy consumption combined with modern, innovative, and representative architecture. Pulse has been designed on each floor with ceiling. It has been designed for life science. On each floor with ceiling heights between 5.80 meters and 4.40 meters, airflow ventilations 5 times higher than regular buildings, electric power 10 times higher than average. This allows any type of lab classification from ISO 5 to grade A and any kind of equipment like bioreactors or production lines, for example. Tenant fit out can start this summer. And just to finish, in coordination with the GGBA, the Greater Geneva Bern Area, and other local economic promotion agency, we work in close collaboration with Swiss local authorities, universities, research center, and regulators, which enables us to assist international tenants with the setup of their facility. And we were also pleased to welcome you at our booth of the Swiss pavilion at the BioJapan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Florian. Our next speaker will be Mr. Paul Quad from Carbon Gen Amicis.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the introduction. And thank you to having me today to present Carbon Gen Amicis. So my name is Paul, and the goal of my presentation is to give an overview of Carbon Gen Amicis, basically who we are and what we are doing. So Carbon Gen Amicis is a CDMO which work with global pharmaceutical but also biotech company, and we provide custom manufacturing services so that we supply API to our partners so that they can progress the clinical phase, but also the commercial production. So we are a Swiss company. We started 40 years ago with about 10 people in the region of Basel. And now we have close to 1,000 people all over the world in different manufacturing sites. And on the very bottom of the slide, you can see that we opened an office here in Japan in 2018. So the site, as you can see, they are mainly based in Europe. We have 4 sites in Switzerland, but also a site in UK, in France, and Netherlands, and 1 site outside Europe, which is in Shanghai, in China. So maybe most important is what is our expertise, where we are good at, and we can start with a highly potent manufacturing. So over the 40 years of experience, we have about 20 years working with a highly potent compound, and we have a successful track record of taking highly potent compound from clinical phase to commercial together with our customer. In the same way, we have successfully developed highly potent compound. We also work now on ADCs and bioconjugates. And we have also a very strong expertise in chromatography. Chromatography, which is to purify or remove impurity from API. So if you have any question, or if you want to know more about Carbon Gen Amicis, I will be at BioJapan for the 3 coming days on the Swiss pavilion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul. Our third speaker will be Mr. Julian Schmidt from Catalina.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Matsuda-san. Thank you, everyone, for this invitation. So today, I will introduce you a medical startup called Catalina. So Catalina is a Swiss medical startup. I would say actually a digital healthcare startup founded in 2018 and making mainly medical softwares. Today, in Switzerland, we sell 3 digital health solutions. Catalina for Doctors, which is an all-in-one medical facility management system for small clinics and small practice. We don't reach right now hospitals. And in here, you are going to find all the modules that you need to manage your medical facility, from calendar, electronic record, invoicing, directory, medical documents, templates, everything you need. Then we have Katarina for laboratories, which is an advanced solution made for labs in Switzerland, where we can actually order and track the results, and we have a heavy calculation regarding the tube system and tube suggestion for the labs. And finally, we have the companion, which is a little plug-and-play device that you can link to medical devices, printer machines, and that will send wirelessly all the data through the cloud to your medical software, that is Katarina or not, even with other software. So here's a little snapshot of our success. So today we have a market fit in Switzerland. We have more than 80,000 electrical patient record in the application, a lot of health professional, more than 20,000 medical consultation per month, and we have approximately a bit more than $1 million Swiss franc invoice per month with our solution, which means that doctors does not trust us only for the management part of the establishment or the medical part, but also for the security of their invoicement. So now I would like to introduce you what's going to be the next step actually for our product, because we thought, should we stay with our 3 solution and just, let's say, call it a day, or should we go further and propose something new starting from 2024? And for this, we have Katarina, a global digital health platform. With this new approach, what we are actually searching for is to bring all the stakeholders into one and sole platform. For example, patient will be able to manage their health, their nutrition, their sports, and also, of course, book medical professionals that resonate with their vision of healthcare. It can be doctors, dentists, everywhere in the planet. For example, one of the students actually from the Imperial College of London mentioned this difficult access when you travel in foreign countries, especially in Japan, to English-speaking doctors. That's something that we're also thinking about. Then we have Katarina for health professional. Here we make the distinction with the medical establishment because health professional wants to exist outside of the boundaries of the establishment. They want also to make joint research, reach out to their colleagues, and also have some place for career avenue. If you are a nurse or anything, you search a new job in the same industry, you can find the best place here, and of course, propose your service as a freelance doctor. Then medical establishment will be the continuity of what we are already doing in Switzerland, which means having the best solution, totally flexible, modular to manage your medical institution. And the last part, the developers, and actually the third-party company is more dedicated to the fact that we will have on our platform some kind of app store with third-party company, because that was the main deal that we had to manage to be ready for the internationalization of our plan, which was how we will manage countries like Japan, for example, where there is companies like Canon, Fujitsu, big companies who are there for a long time and have trust, but we're just a small player. And how are we going to have this knowledge for invoicing system or the whole medical system? Then we will just offer them a new channel of marketing, a new channel of sales through our platform, and they will bring the application with us as ally and not competitors. So today, we are searching for partners, advisors, maybe distributors, and investors in Japan and globally. For more information, please check our new website, Katarina Health. It's a little landing page that we did just for Bio Japan. It's available in most languages, and it will be available actually by the end of the week in Japanese. Thank you.
Thanks so much for the presentation, the Switzerland team. So our next speaker is Hello Tomorrow Japan, representing France.
皆さんこんばんは。フランソワと申します。フランス商工会議所のスタートアップエコシステムのアドバイザーとヘロトモローのこのヘロトモロージャパンの活動を開催しました。ここにはプレゼンテーションは日本語版ですから英語で話します。Yes, so tonight my name is Jean-Dominique François. So I'm advisor for the French Chamber of Commerce for the startup ecosystems, and also I'm a co-founder and actually founder of the Hello Tomorrow in Japan. So I will briefly introduce Hello Tomorrow. It's a network of deep tech startup we created. It's a French organization. It's a private organization. It's dedicated to help science entrepreneurs. So we are not covering only health, But as you can imagine, health, there are a lot of issues to solve. And as our mission is really to use technology to solve big issues, we are very much present also in supporting global ecosystem for all startups related with health, from drug discovery to health tech, medical, medtech. So basically, by partnering with, even if it's French organization, we have a network of more than 250 partners worldwide, covering pretty all ecosystems and from everywhere in the world. And we help to discover about 20,000 new technologies. And we do this basically through the three kind of activities. One is an event part. We don't do big events, but we do events in many different places in the world, really targeting and helping science entrepreneurs to connect with either investors or large corporations. And we have also a global competition, which is quite famous now. And we have a lot of services also, especially consulting for helping the large corporations to work on their strategy for acquiring new technologies or working with startups. We launched a label called Deep Tech Pioneers. So basically, with our activities, we gather every year more than 5,000 startups from more than 100 countries. As you can see, health is a very important subject because, again, we are helping science entrepreneurs, but not science for science, okay, but science for impact, okay? So using technology to solve issues. One of the best examples we have is a spin-off from Yale University. Actually, it's a Nigerian company, but the founder is Nigerian, but he developed the solution at Yale, and it was it's a device that can analyze chemical compounds of drugs. And so especially the target is to avoid fake drugs. And so it's one of the companies we discovered maybe it was 5 years ago. So we created this label, Deep Tech Pioneers, because every year we select about 10-15% of our of the candidates to our global challenge, and we created a database of technologies. So I mentioned about this. So every year, yes, we have about this. Not ultra. Again, it's not exclusively about health, but as you could see, it's 1/3 of the network is related with health. I will talk a little bit more about what we do in Japan, but we have a flagship event which is in Paris every year. And next year it will be from 20th to 22nd of March, what we call Deep Tech Days with Global Summit or Investor Day, and also special events for limited partners. And during this conference, we have also the final of the challenge, and so we cover a lot of topics, and of course with a lot of subject about life sciences. To mention that in our partner, we are working globally with the Boston Consulting Groups that is helping us for the, I would say, from consulting part. As for Japan, so I set up here a hub in Japan 6 years ago because there is also a strong deep tech ecosystem in Japan, and including also in life science. Thank you very much to Soyama-san for Link J with doing this for many, many years and to inviting us tonight. And so our purpose is to help the Japanese deep tech ecosystem to be more international. As many of you know or will discover, Japan is a very specific ecosystem. There is a lot of innovation, a lot of potential of innovation also, but it's more difficult to scale the project outside of Japan. So we have a small team here in Japan to help the local ecosystem grow and partnering with all our network outside of Japan. And on the other opposite, for the guys that can read the Japanese, we of course have a very extensive network all over the world, and all the countries mentioned tonight, we have partners there, and we are gathering startups from all these ecosystems. And of course, we are working with many large Japanese corporations to introduce these technologies to the Japanese market. So, for instance, yeah, we are working with Chugai, with Takeda, etc. So tonight, I'm happy to introduce Miss Laurence Lacroix, who is representing Geopol, so flying from Paris. I'm living in Tokyo, okay, so I have just my office is just next building, so it's easy for me. So she's just flying from Paris, and she will tell us about Genopol.
Thank you, Dominique. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm very happy to be here with you.
So Genopole is the first French biocluster. We are based in the south of Paris, 30 kilometers south of Paris. It's very easy to come with the train. We were created in 1998, and we are a place, very big campus dedicated to biotechnology. And we want to develop a huge ecosystem friendly for company. Since 1998, we support a lot biotech companies. We help very young projects, startups, and mature companies. We also have a large network of public laboratories. We work a lot with University of Paris-Saclay. We have a lot of laboratory and students from the university. Also, Paris region invest a lot in technological equipment. So when you come to Genopole, you don't need to invest a lot because all the equipment are here, and but you have to share to share microscope and sequencing and so on. What else? We are expert in 3 industrial sectors. First, in innovative biotherapy, it's our main sector. We have a lot of companies and laboratories in the field of gene therapies, cell therapies, and biomanufacturing. Also, it's a new field, the field of bioeconomy, because in this moment, a lot of biotechnologies can be used to produce new products in the field of food tech, or also we can produce by fermentation new bio-based ingredients, and also new technology in the field of green tech and ag tech technologies. And the last sector is computational genomics. We develop also company in bioinformatics, verification, artificial intelligence. Here, a small panel on our companies. As I said, a lot of companies in the field of health, but not only. A lot of field in bioeconomy. As you can see, we have a very young startup, new way to synthesis DNA, for example, with quantum, and also very big company like Santen, a Japanese company, because they acquired a French startup 10 years ago. So it's a nice, yes, you know. So yes, it's a very nice place with a lot of interaction with a young company and other kind of company. What else? Ah, yes. Last year, we signed a partnership with L'Oréal. We are very proud because we have opened the first green science incubator. And it's a partnership. L'Oréal provide R&D advice, and Genopole provide business support. And for this incubator, we work a lot with Hello Tomorrow. We launch an international call for application, and we have received more than 100 candidates from all over the world. So it's a success for us. And in this moment, we have 3 startups in the incubator. But not only, we have also Hyposkesi. It's the first French industrial pharmaceutical company for producing gene and cell therapy drugs for rare disease. And we have a lot of other companies. We have no time to describe all. Okay, and we have some programs to help startup at the very beginning. When you have only an idea, we can provide only a bench, and it's free during for 1 year. And after, we have an accelerator program. We help also company to grow. What else? Well, it's a lot of details. If you want to discuss more with me, I will be happy. At Genopole, you understood, we help company to growth. We provide personalized coaching. You have access to share services and skill. You have the talent pool and possibility to have scientific collaboration. We have also yes, in this moment, we have a lot of building dedicated to lab offices, but it's full. We have not a lot of space because we have 5 campuses. And in this moment, look, it's our head office. We have also at Genopole, we have an hospital, a very big hospital. What else? And yes, it's our project. We have land and we want to build new lab surface. Look, it's our next project. The name is Genopole Next. We will have 21,000 square meter to provide its offices, but it's offices and lab, BSL1 and BSL2. And the objective is to help company to do the scale up and to do bioproduction. What else? Also, we have a program for young companies, for startups. And yes, here it's a program for biomanufacturing. You can come and you can build your plant. And it's all. Thank you again. And I will be tomorrow at the Bio Japan and we'll be happy to discuss with you. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going back to introduce 2 more projects because, as you know, France, probably from north to south, it's almost 1,000 kilometers. And so there are many different areas involved in life sciences from Lille region to the south. I know there is a partnership with Eurobiomed, for instance. So we heard about Genopole and also the region in Paris, basically. So the second one I would like to introduce is about Lyon, the life science and in the Lyon area. So I will go very quickly to mention the strategic areas they are working in which they have clusters or they have specific, I would say, programs to help startups or researchers or working with large foreign corporations. So it's in oncology, medical devices, diagnostic, dermocosmetic, neuroscience, and immunoinfectiology. As you can imagine, so there is a very, very long history in terms of life sciences in Lyon. And so it's still a very major place in France connecting the local ecosystem and many companies from everywhere in the world. So all the following slides, we go quickly. It's to detail a little bit more for each of the key areas I mentioned earlier, what kind of landscape you have. Here it's in oncology, in neurosciences. So you can see the different kind of partners and research centers and facilities they can offer you. In terms of skin science and tissue engineering, you can see also that it's a very long history in the Lyon region, and so more than 70 years. For the diagnostic company, so there are different places. So Lyon region, you can see, is a little bit more than Lyon. It's going to other places around Lyon. And in terms of medtech manufacturing, you can see also around Lyon, Saint-Étienne, and Grenoble, which are the main places where they are developing companies, products, or different activities. Yeah, so the last part of the presentation actually is dedicated to a company called GenFit, actually based in Lille. I'm sorry, so Pascal Cazet was supposed to be here tonight. He's CEO of the company. Actually, the plane is a little bit late. So, but anyway, he will be at Bio Japan for the rest of the week. So if you are interested in exchanging with him, and also there is a CSO of the company, you are very welcome. So they are targeting solutions. I mean, they develop drugs to help people live with very acute liver diseases, and so they are trying to solve this triangle of severe rare diseases with high unmet needs. And just in one slide, because we don't have much time, and I'm not a specialist about this. So they already, it's a company, it's a 20 years old company now. And so they started to develop from the early days a specific molecule. And so they have already some products in the NASH area which are in clinical development. But why they are coming here in Japan and why what they want to do, especially in Asia. Of course, there are other markets, but here they will come to BioJapan to meet with Japanese and Asian people interested for their pipeline in especially ACLF and HE, so the acute on chronic liver failure. And the hepatic encephalopathy. So these are the two main topics they want to develop in partnership with Japanese companies. But there are many other people from many other places in the world. So if you are interested in these topics, you can discuss with me tonight, or you can meet with GenFit people tomorrow for the following days at BioJapan. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you so much. And now the next speaker is from Royal Danish Embassy and the Copenhagen Institute of Interaction Design.
Thank you so much. It's always nice to be back at LinkJ, which is a very important partner for the Danish Embassy. We will be brief. We are behind schedule, and we have some very busy speakers here as well. So I looked at my slides from roughly 1 year ago. I had 26 slides. So here you will see 26 slides summarized in kind of one slide. I need to sure. Yeah. So life science is very important to Denmark. Especially when it comes to Japan, where it's 40% of our exports. And also we have a very strong inflow of Japanese investments. Fujifilm continues to expand in Denmark. And one thing which is very important in Denmark is also a very strong tradition for public-private partnerships. We have the highest number of clinical trials in Europe per capita. We are a pioneer within personalized medicine, and we have a very strong startup scene. But I'll move on and prepare for the two speakers from Denmark. In terms of digital health, we've had something like a My Number system in Denmark since 1968. We've had a PHR system since 2003. And most recently, a shared medication record system that started in 2009 and has been fully implemented in 2022. So what it means is that you, both as a patient, as a practitioner, you can access all kinds of data about yourself and about patients. And we are doing an event in this regard when our Prime Minister visits Japan, hopefully very soon, October 25th. Where different leading Danish companies and our relevant ministries will present. Also, Mark will be back, I think. And moving on, design is a key differentiator for Danish companies, both in general, I would say, but definitely also in terms of life sciences and medtech. Some examples here, it's a little bit difficult to see maybe, but hearing aids, the Danish company Oticon, the Novo pen for people with diabetes, and the Coloplast ostomy bags for children. So I'm very happy today we have Simona Macchi from CIAD, a very important design school located in Copenhagen. So I'll move on. So I think next it's Mark. Finally, just all the people who could not be here, that's actually why I'm here, my Japanese colleagues, and a few points as to why does it make sense to establish a business in Denmark. Yeah.
Evening, everyone, and thanks, Thomas. I can see some old friends sitting out here. So I'm from Patricia. We are a deep tech company actually specializing in privacy-preserving computation, confidential AI, and even cryptography in general. So you heard a bit about fear, for instance, in the EU, we kind of take that specific thing a notch further.
So as you're saying, we are also in the blockchain space. We are cryptographers sitting in Aarhus in Denmark. The main thing, as Thomas kindly said, is in Denmark for the last 20 years, we've been very, very good at actually digitalizing the environment and having our health data directly available. If you look into the EU, you'll see a large section about GDPR. You will see a large sections about ethical guidelines around AI. You will see NIS2, you'll see SCREAMS2, I can keep going on. For actually enabling data and having the data capability of using healthcare data in the EU, you either need to prove anonymization or you need to have enough consent on the data so you're actually able to compute on it. One of the big things we have done that we are also showcasing together with the Prime Minister is having a way of going in of 200 years of Danish statistical data, merging that confidentially, fully encrypted with what is called multi-party computation, fancy word, together with the Danish Health Data Authority. So actually utilizing the environment of taking confidential data, being able to compute on it and build products on top of that. We're in Japan and actually starting to help with that digitalization effort, not just on health data, but also something like banking and insurance over time. The next steps in this, where it gets really interesting, is looking at companies such as the CPR is our My Number system. You have your CPR number, you have Statistics of Denmark, you have your bank, you have your insurance, you have your health data platform, and you have your genome company. Actually utilizing technology and digital environments, maybe even using a system like a data lake or enterprise service bus for taking this information and being able to compute both with a user consent, so you can utilize that for treatment capabilities, or having a system that are able to do research directly on data that is not necessarily available without the user consent. So you will have researchers, AI machine learning companies now able to utilize data that is still in an encrypted format that is compliant with GDPR, compliant with FIA and NIS2. So I'm here in Japan for the last 2 months and staying another 2 months, utilizing this across a number of industries. Looking forward to speaking with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm in between you and your dinner, as far as I understand. I'm the last one, right? So thank you so much. My name is Simona Maschi. I'm from Italy. I live in Copenhagen. I'm not an expert in life sciences, but we deal more with design and creativity and innovation for life sciences. So we are a global hub for driving impact through creative leadership. So we train people mostly. Our key, oh, wow. Looks like that was nothing. But we have 3 key activities: education. So we train people for 1 week long programs or also 1 year long program at the intersection of digital technology, sustainability, and innovation. We help startups growing their ideas into real ventures, and we also support companies in their strategy. Sorry about I don't know why the layout of the slide is really difficult. So we started in Copenhagen. We have a house in San Jose, Costa Rica. We are about to open in Italy, but in our expansion plan, we're also looking at Japan. So I'm actually, in this trip, I'm making agreements for a new school happening next spring here in Tokyo. So everyone is welcome to join our innovation program. We create partnership programs with our partner companies. And when it comes to life sciences, some of the key areas we're looking at is, of course, digital health and healthcare, artificial intelligence and machine learning. And one of the key topics is also about aging and longevity. As you know, Italy, like Japan, have a very interesting demographic challenge to solve and to deal with. Less children being born and people living longer. And so in average, we have a society which is really aging. Some of our key partners, and when you're not busy visiting Canada or Lyon or all the beautiful places we saw today, you're very welcome to visit us in Costa Rica, where we host also offsites for companies and innovation training and facilitation of activities, or in beautiful Italy, in Bergamo, where we are building our very new location. Our key partners in life sciences in the past and have been Novo Nordisk, where we mostly work on the behavioral change for chronic diseases. So we are not into the science of the medicine or the pharmaceutical, but we help the behavioral change that goes along with the medical treatment. And Leo Pharma in looking at how digital technologies and especially IoT systems can help tracking data about the use of medication for psoriasis and other like skin-related situations. And so we help designing an app which helps patients with the psoriasis to kind of predict when rashes on the skin will happen by putting together data from the weather, the food people eat, and the general condition of the site. And this is like a startup that was created and out of the CID support called ClickIt, which is an IoT system to track the use of medicines across the house, mostly for elderly people. Thank you so much. You can always reach out to me on email. I hope I did 3.5 minutes, maybe. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Okay, so thank you so much. And that concludes the exciting and full of information session in this afternoon. So I'd like to thank all the speakers, and please give a big applause to the speakers.